Why, hello, Zoo Crew. How are y'all doing today? Today I have a Zoo deck, of course, to show off. It's still Retreat to Coralhelm. There's not a ton of footage on this, and not a ton of people talking. Well, no. There is a lot of people talking about it. A lot of people are, in fact, buzzing about Retreat to Coralhelm in Zoo. A lot of people are still brewing it, trying to make Bant builds or Escape Shift builds. I got a shout out in the comments of one of Travis Woo's articles, which was funny. But the truth is, there's not a lot of gameplay footage on it, and I'd like to amend that if possible. This is, of course, my list that I've been running for a while, and I've got some updates to throw to you all, and some new tips and tricks to give you all from my last combo video that I showed off, how to combo with Knight of the Reliquary and Retreat to Coralhelm. But aside from that, I wanted to point out just a couple changes. This is just my list. It could be changed to a couple things. Like I always said, Luxodon Smiter could be an Eternal Witness. I just haven't had time to test that out. I'm in Philadelphia again, so I don't have a ton of time to be doing that. But when I get back to Atlanta, I will have more time. But yeah, there's been a couple changes, mostly in the sideboard. The sideboard has changed quite a bit since the last time I've shown it off. I've noticed that Magus of the Moons were less easy for me. I mean, obviously I'm 4 colors, so way less easy for me. Although it still did its job admirably, because whenever sided in Magnus, I generally signed out the Retreat to Coralhelm. But Aven Mind Sensor actually fills the void pretty well. It's not as good, don't get me wrong, it doesn't just point blank win the game, but it does buy you a lot of time, and with Keswick Wolf Run out, it actually gives you a lot of outs in terms of flying. So it's actually pretty good. Aven Mind Sensor is my sort of pseudo replacement for that, but it also gets Escape Shift pretty hard, which is being tested right now because of the Tango Lands. And I know people hate the word Tango Lands, but I think they're perfectly fine. Another notice that I had is my Red Deck Wins game went like way up. I totally didn't get that, but it did. I mean, aside from game 1 where the combo I can win the game because of the combo, ish I can't go for a full life point swing. It's like a 2 or 3 turn win with the combo. Because I gotta stay mana up to, not die from pain from my lands. But that's not the reason why I was winning. I was generally still losing game 1, but I was winning game 2 and 3. And the reason why I was winning game 2 and 3 was, aside from the huge amount of core Firewalkers I had in the sideboard, 3 at the point in time, I'd also have Meddling Mage, Thalia, Dramaka's Command, and Negates that I would bring in. I'd literally bring in a close to 8 cards to play against them, and I would always see stuff, and I'd always win. Plus Collected Accompanying into their attackers, especially since they're still very aggro-y from creatures. I found that I was doing pretty good against Red Deck Wins, which was a weird feeling, because I shouldn't be doing good against Red Deck Wins, especially when I'm in 4 colors. So I ended up cutting a core Firewalker out of the sideboard and adding in a Dramaka's Command. And the reason why I went for a Dramaka's Command is because I felt my aggro game, aside from Red Deck Wins, was actually gotten way worse. Not way worse. Let me clarify. Not way worse. It's just nothing in the main deck has been worse for my aggro game. I suppose blocking with a voice is slightly better than being stuck with a Retreat to Coralhelm in my hand. But that being said, it was because my sideboard changed a lot. My sideboard, I actually got a lot better against combo by bringing in Negates and Meddling Mages. And these Meddling Mages, I probably could shave one off for some form of more dedicated aggro hate. But the deck is solid. It does what it needs to do. These Stony Silences could also be like a War's Wage. But I don't actually know how good War's Wage is against the Lantern decks, and I see a lot of Lantern decks again, and on Cockatrice specifically, not so much on MTGO. Something I did want to talk about before I get into my matches too is that the The deck is doing really well. I 4-0'd with it in paper. And then online on Cockatrice, I did some testing where I just did 5 rounds and I went 4-1 pretty decently. Actually got, like, I beat, like, Titan Bloom and had that guy rage for a while because he did the Titan combo and couldn't win turn 2. And I was on the play. So I then went ahead and God-handed him out after that and just destroyed him. He was, like, really upset about it. I was like, well, I mean, you did turn 2, you know, Primeval Titan me, so fair is fair. And I have, on the zoo thread, it seems like a ton of people have been doing pretty good with this. Everyone's saying, generally speaking, they say that it's feels a lot like Tarmo Twin, but more Tarmo than less Twin. It's definitely an aggro deck that's game plan is to beat you with aggro. But Retreat to Coralhelm actually is a very good plan B, and it actually synergizes really well with the aggro deck of Zoo, because Zoo will often have this classic problem of late-ish mid-game to late game not be able to do anything because it's Zoo and it's running out of gas. And Retreat to Coralhelm, it's like, boom, you just did 15 burn spell damage, and that is more than enough reach. So it's actually sort of a check if you were to go into late game to keep the games like still in your favor. So you have a late game now as Zoo, which is weird to say. Anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get to some gameplay. All right, so is this a keepable hand? I don't know. It's not really aggressive, but sure, why not? We're just testing. It's a keepable hand. It's not a great hand. I'd rather see it like Nakatl in there other than 1 land, but and my knight not be blown out by a bolt. That would be nice too. Yeah, let me Hex out of this guy. So many ragers, man. On the Cockatrice. Yeah, we'll start out with the fetch. What lands do we need? We have everything off these 2 lands, but do I need more red? No, I need more green. But got my green-white source, so I guess I need more red. Golem Guide, Monastery Swift Spear. In response to the trigger, I'm gonna go ahead and fetch. I'm not gonna take as much damage as I want to here. We're gonna go ahead and bolt. That's the first thing we're gonna do. We need the green anyways, in my opinion. And yes, we take 1 more damage in the short term by doing it this way, but we take 1 less damage in the long term. Oh, I shouldn't reveal it that way. Yeah, I gotta reveal it that way. Cool, Tarmogoyf is actually a pretty good draw here. That means I can stick a thread out and not have to worry too much about it. And I can go ahead and do it this way to keep my life total safe. Like I said, I weirdly have an alright game against Red Deck wins now. So from here I should be able to, if he pumps Monastery Swift Spear up to godly heights, I still am going to block. Even if he like bolts my Tarmogoyf, I'm going to block. If he double bolts my Tarmogoyf to kill it so that he can get hit with 2 damage, I'll still block. Or not, I won't block, it'll be dead, but I've blocked, you know, incoming damage, so that's fine. And if he doesn't attack, then that means he doesn't really have the options here. Sure, Boros Charm. Does not give 1/1 counters. It gives it 1/1. What are you doing? Double strike? Sure. Trade. Double strike to get rid of my Tarmogoyf, huh? I don't think that's the greatest plan in the world, but I mean, he had to get rid of it anyways. It wasn't like that was an option for him. Part of me wants to just put out a Noble Hierarch and Path. So he's got a Bolt. He gets to hit with his Monastery Swift Spear for a lot. If he has like, okay, assuming he has Bolt, 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 that's lethal if I don't block. But then I can Path that. And it's not lethal. Assuming he has Bolt, Bolt, and yeah, I think the correct move here is to not take the damage off of the Breeding Pool. So I'll put Breeding Pool into play, put Noble Hierarch into play, and this way I still have mana to Path, because I played my manas correctly. Which a lot of times I don't do, just because I'm testing on Cockatrice. I'm like doing 17 games before I find a valid game to actually showcase the deck. And then I get like really annoyed. I'm hoping he puts down a land. Okay, so he puts down a land, which means that he's like running out of gas here. Oh, Jesus. And that means the Noble Hierarch was probably the wrong choice. I think we're going to Path Goblin Guide because it does more damage in the short term. And we're going to be able to block from here on. So let's not do it this way. Wooded Foothill is cool. I get to keep that. And that also makes my Knight bulletproof. Let's see. I only lose 1 life to my... Oh, no, I'm at 14. Or was at 12. Okay, cool. There we go. So I could collect a company if I was feeling sassy, but I guess I could very easily collect a company, sort of as a surprise tactic. And I'm at high enough life total that I think that's probably a fine choice. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Sacred Foundry out, because it doesn't matter if Knight is a 4/4 or not. I'm like doing very well. I'm at 12 life. He's at 1 card in hand. And he's got 2 Monastery Swift Spears that are going to have to attack into my my blockers. So I hope I hit. I'm going to have to do it during attacks at any rate. So hitting just once would be good. Hitting twice would be fantastic. Oh man, I would have had the combo if I left it. Damn. But either way, these guys are going to survive. It was the correct call. And that means we start to swing with lots and lots of damage. Oh, I definitely did not naturally draw that, I don't think. Seem to be on a trend of losing the die roll. But this is a keepable hand. 2 fetches, that can get me anything. A Geist later on down the road. A way to start off with a Knock Cuddle. So, this is good. I'll take it. I'm going to start off with the Breeding Pool, just because I maybe want another land, but also, I don't know what the person's playing. I needed a green, so this will fill out my mana very quickly. If I get Shadow Doubted, I'll feel really sad. But that so rarely happens nowadays. 3/3. Attack with it. What do we got? What do you got? Nothing? Alright. And let's run our face into the remand. I'm very okay with that getting killed off, by the way. It's just all it's gonna do is pump my next Tarmogoyf. And as far as you know, the Tarmogoyf goes, I'm gonna cast Luxodon Smiter next turn anyways if he doesn't do anything and leaves it open. And then I'm just gonna be attacking for 7 a turn, and he's gonna be just dead very quickly. That's one of the few times that like Tarmogoyf is better than Geist. Yeah, he's totally keeping up with open mana to remand here. And if he decides to not remand and instead kill off my Nacatl, perfectly fine with me. So we're not going to get blown out by a Blood Moon or anything, so I'm going for a basic forest. I need more green than anything else at this point in case I draw a Scavenging Ooze. He could path my Luxodon Smiter, but that's why I attacked first. But that means that opens up some more stuff for me. I can go ahead and start Kessig Wolf running next turn. Or just continuing to attack for 3 damage until he's dead. That also sounds like a probably fine idea to do. No, I'm not going to be able to recast. Like, if this was a green source in my hand, I would have casted Noble Hierarch. As it's not. I think he's probably going to have the wipe anyways, because he's a blue-white, and that's all blue-white has in terms of removal. It's not fantastic versus us. It's pretty alright. I'm going to cast the Tarmogoyf. He's going to remand it. Seems perfectly fine. If he's remanding a Tarmogoyf, that means he doesn't have a wipe spell, and he's in dire straits now, then. That's the way this has got to be. I can't see him remanding something and then immediately, like, I mean, he could snap Bolt here. Or snap Path, I suppose. Sure. If he's just taking the damage, that's fine and dandy. We're going to go ahead and just pass the turn. I don't need to do anything special. I can wait until he taps out to bolt him. Just being safe. There's no reason not to. So yeah, I'll just wait until he decides to cast something in response. Maybe a Sphinx's Revelation. I don't really care. Cryptic Command. Sure. In response, I'm going to go ahead and bolt you first. Yep. That was enough to win the game. Alright, so Aven Mind Sensor usually comes in against aggro, or against the control matchup. Being that he fetched a lot, it probably could, but it also could be that he just has a fair amount of not fetchable blue sources. If I lose next game, I'll reconsider it. As far as this goes, I'm going to bring in Meddling Mage. I know he's bringing in a board wipe spell, so Meddling Mage will actually be a valid choice here, because you can Meddling Mage saying, what do you call it, Supreme Verdict. And then what ends up happening is they have to get rid of the Meddling Mage before they Supreme Verdict, which is going to take them some time. I'm also going to bring in the Negate, because I know that I can't like Dramoka's Command my way out of things. I'm going to take out all my bolts, and I am going to take out my retreats right now. Well, I guess all but 2. This is going to make my collected companies a lot stronger now that I'm at 23. I'm tentative to take out my retreats, but he showed that he's mostly a counterspell. So if I can see that he's more removal this game around, then I might put my my retreats back in. And take out, like, Pride Mage. This is almost a keepable hand. Not quite. It needs more land. Jeez. Part of me wants to keep it and just scry since I've got 2 turns to get to that Tarmogoyf. Yeah, that's what I think I'm going to do. Meddling Mage. Sorry, move to the bottom of the library. I want to show you off, Meddling Mage. Ooze is not what I wanted to see. Let's hope we don't die to a mulligan scenario here. Even if we were to die to a mulligan scenario over here, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this out. I want to see what he's got. Yes, I could have pathed it. He also had mana backup. It was just stupid all around. So he's totally just strictly on he's completely on the removal. That's why he's using Gideon. No, this is a fine hand because we're going right first, so I can keep. And we've got Thalia to play next turn. Then we can follow that up with. And we're gonna even attack if we've got no other play, which we don't. And we'll follow that up with Tarmogoyf that can't be countered, basically. So we're still looking fantastic, especially since we can, if we draw a land, we can also play a Collected Company that can't be countered. His slow Glacial Fortress hand is not much better. Alright, second main. Goyf. And the 3/3. Yeah, I can't play the Collected Company. What am I thinking about? The Collected Company's a no-bo with the Thalia, but still gotta do what I gotta do. I'm still gonna attack with Goyf here. There's absolutely no reason not to, even though it's gonna be small. The thing he's gonna get rid of is most likely the Thalia. So we're just gonna attack all out. And this way, if he uses removal, my Goyf at least gets bumped. I don't have red, I realize. And that's fine. I forgot it's not 5 damage, it's just 4 damage. But that's more than enough right now. If he decides to do a wipe spell, I will just... I'll path my own Tarmogoyf at that point. Cool new Anticipate. I didn't see the art for that in a while, so kind of was caught off guard. Yeah, so yeah, we got that game pretty easily.